everybody, and welcome to today's Classic World of Warcraft ASMR video. In today's video, I want to do a small little relaxing cooking session. I've gathered a few ingredients while playing this character, and before spending everything and leveling my cooking, I thought it would be nice to do a video out of it. Since crafting goes pretty quick in WoW, I don't think it's going to be super long, but I hope that regardless it's going to be a relaxing little session for you guys. So enjoy this video. Don't forget to leave down a comment and give a thumbs up to help support my channel, and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. So this is my hunter, the one that I've been leveling in this separate non-talking ASMR series on my channel, so check that out if you're interested in that. So I'm gonna close a few things. My cooking is level 1. I haven't trained anything. I got another fishing pole. That's cool. I'm actually gonna store it. I don't need it now. I'll get my mackerels out. I have some spider kebab, spider leg, small eggs, crawler meat. I have both clam meat and crawler meat. I always forget which one of the two is the one that I need again, but for now this should be plenty. On the map I located the Darnassus cooking trainer, so I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna try to do it without looking. Such a pretty city. So it should be up there. That kind of looks like there's some cooking going on over there. And cooking is always one of the professions that I just never, I have a hard time getting anything up to max level, but cooking is one of them. It's something I start with, but I usually never finish. Alright, so this is Alagorn, our cooking trainer. Let's have a little look. Level 50 I can learn journeyman cooking. There's a spiced wolf meat, boiled clams recipe, coyote steak, crab cake. I think I'll need to save both the crawler and the clam meat, or it's crab meat, I don't know. I know there's two different ones. So you don't get a whole lot of options from the trainer. I think most of the things you can cook in WoW are recipes that you find in the world. And this is smoked sagefish delight. Like these are things that you can easily level up your cooking with if you have fishing. So it's a bit dark in here. Let's have a little look at what's around here. Some bread, cheese, butter, big chunk of meat, a boar, and some fruit, stove. Looks like beer right there, ready to drink. Probably not very foamy anymore, and a bit stale. Is there a upstairs? Let's have a little look. Okay, that's just an inn. They just drink, eat, and go straight to bed upstairs. Okay, so we've got this stove here. I wish I could just minimize the UI, but it's fine. Okay. So, usually to be able to cook in WoW, you need to have. Well, it's not always the case now that I see it. There's some recipes that require spices, mild spices in this case. But we're gonna start with this slither skin mackerel. So I fished up around, well, pretty much 76 raw slytherin mackerel. Got my fishing up to 75. And we need a cooking fire. We have the stove, so that counts. And I can just click on create all. I'm gonna make 76 of them. There we go. For some reason, it just stops when you turn off the UI, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm gonna go to my general tab so I can have a look at the cooking skill. You can also see it up here. So far, I'm leveling up my cooking with one skill each time I make something. So for those of you that are not familiar with WoW or crafting in WoW, it's pretty straightforward and not very interactive compared to many other games, but these are all like orange, I guess, meaning that it's still sort of like a difficult-ish recipe, as in when you make this, you'll level up your skill by 1. And you're gonna see at some point this is gonna turn yellow. And when that happens, it means that it's gonna be already a bit, how do I describe it? Like, it's not always a guaranteed +1 skill when I make one of these recipes, but still pretty good. And at some point it turns green, and usually when it turns green you want to start making a more difficult recipe to level up, because at that point you might need to make like 3 or 5 times the recipe for one skill point level up, basically. And yeah, you're gonna use a lot of ingredients that way, and that's not very optimal. So I'm still going pretty well. We're at level 40 and it's still orange, so that's pretty good. What do we think at 45? Maybe 50 that it's gonna turn yellow. 45. Oh, they all turn yellow. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. So cooking is at 48 out of 75. And I'm stocking up on mackerel. It's too bad that my pet doesn't eat fish. Like, that's a big bummer. I'm gonna get a cat later on, and I think cat pets in WoW eat meat and fish. I mean, they should eat fish, right? That makes sense. So I'm gonna just put these in my bank for when I'm gonna get a pet that is a cat. I can just use this to feed them, because especially now, early level, it's pretty hard to get food for my hunter pet. He's constantly starved. We're going strong. We're over 60 by just this recipe. That's really good. I don't really have much left after that. We can make a few herb baked eggs. We're gonna keep making these mackerels. We're at 65. Okay, now it's getting harder. Now I made 3 mackerels and no level up. 4, no level up. 5, no level up. 6. Okay, I needed 7 mackerels to get one more like skill level up. So that's a lot. So I have 19 small eggs. So that's basically 20, right? So I will need to buy 4 stacks of mild spices. I already have one, so 2. Okay. So now I can craft these, and then these are fun because there's a lot of food in WoW. Like, you basically want to level up cooking because there's going to be foods that will give you buffs. When you're going to be raiding, you want to have these buffs on you because every little bit of help is nice, right? So this will, when I eat this, it will give me a stamina and spirit buff for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna make them all. And like now it's not a lot, right? But it's gonna get better. You're gonna be able to make pretty nice buffs at some point. Especially the sage fish that we saw in the cooking trainers list. Give like a mana buff or something, like mana restoration or something like that. That's pretty nice to have. So I need to make quite a lot of these to gain some level ups. After this, I'm gonna check out the trainer and see what's next. But we're getting so close by only this. Like, this was a nice stock up. We're at 72 with the piece of meat in his hand. Okay, so now I can learn journeyman cooking. So that allows a cook to make delicious recipes up to a maximum potential skill of 150. Claiming I make delicious food. I actually do. Spiced wolf meat, boiled clams, and coyote steak. Like, for now, I know there's not gonna be a lot of like wolves along my way where I'm leveling at the moment, so I'm going to just train this because I think that's the only thing I'll use for now. Okay, and we need clam meat for that. I am curious. Crab cake. I'm gonna quickly look up what is needed for these just so that I know if I need to get rid of my crawler meat or not. Classic wow crab cake recipe. I actually made these in real life because I have the WoW cooking book. Oh, you need crawler meat. Okay. Good thing then. I will save it. How about the goblin deviled clams? Tangy clam meat. Okay. So that means that I need to keep both of these. Oh, another fun thing I almost forgot. You get a lot of recipes from quests. So the reason I started leveling up cooking in WoW is because I got so annoyed that I could never use these recipes and that they were a waste and I had to sell them. So now I'm gonna learn this recipe. And that is the Kaldori spider kebab. So also gives you a stamina and spirit buff, and I happen to have 9 small spider legs. I kept them because I'm feeding them to my pet, because for some reason this is considered meat. So yeah, whatever. But it's still meat if I make the recipe, so I'm not gonna waste them by giving them as they are to my pet. I'm gonna make them into kebab. It's a nicer thing to give to your pet, right? I'm gonna put it on my bar so that I can easily find it if I need to feed my pet. at 75. Okay. And I will also get some refreshing spring water. 1 stack, so that I can make 3 boiled clams. And these give a 4 stamina spirit buff, so it's a bit higher. That's nice. I'm gonna put that on my bar too. I'm just gonna eat all of that before leveling. So I will, now that I've used all my ingredients, I'm gonna go to the bank and I'm gonna store the fish and all of that. So, I do have some bear meat because you get that in Darkshore. I have a vague memory that there is a recipe that requires bear meat, but I didn't see it at the trainer, so I'm curious and wondering. It's probably a quest. So I'm going to, I can actually try to sell this. I'm gonna get that out. I'll store the fish for when I get a pet that requires fish. And I'm gonna save the crawler meat for later on. And I've got these ingredients left. I'm just gonna store them as well. Trying to save as much space as I can. And that was already it, guys. That is, like I said, a small little relaxing cooking session. Didn't want to make it longer than it is, right? And sometimes it's nice to have a bit of a smaller video in between. So yeah, that was that. Let me know if you guys enjoy content like this. I know some of you really like crafting, gathering stuff, and this is kind of the same ballpark, right? So thank you guys for being here. I hope that you're relaxed and have a nice rest of your day or sleep well, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.